It isn't a salary. I take build this house. I take buy my car. I take open the shop for my wife. If not, how much they pay us? They chicken change they pay us. But that place, that place is a very good place to work. You go make money. You go touch your salary. What do you mean by that? Because you are going to be criminal. And they call it grace of God. How many of you watching me right now is guilty of that? Because where I live, you have to work for every penny. Yeah, you have to. And, whatever you make is what you have to use in running your life. There is no extra anywhere. How many of you are guilty of that? Let's be honest. Just using that as somewhere to kind of give you the sober reflection. Just think about that. Your own part in all of this mess. Cheating one another. Thinking you are smart. Your criminal politicians are also doing the same. Majority of you are doing yours in your small corner of your own small place and all that. Except you are caught. Then you blame the devil. Not devil, not devil. Which devil? I wish I actually have a relationship with the devil and tell the devil that, bros, why you not feel they slap people once in a while? You say, God, no be me, not devil, you just slap it. What's happened? Now devil slap me because I lied against devil. Because that's what you do. Because you are the real devil, like your criminal politicians. The real devil. But on the side, what do you call them? Nigerian Governors Forum. They have released their own statements concerning Tifnumbu's tax reform. And according to them, Tifnumbu should use this formula for his tax reform, because this one is going to be in the interest of the North. And not just that, it is also in the interest of Nigeria. All right? They also said that Tifnumbu should not increase VAT, the one that they plan to increase to 7 to 10% this year. If the first 2 quarters of this year, they will increase your VAT to 10%. Then they will increase it to 20% before the end of the year. So, whatever shege you are facing in that contraption right now, this is just the beginning. What is coming is worse than what you are facing right now. I'm not the one wishing it on you. Okay? So I'm just giving you the real reality. Called reality check. Right? So they are telling Tifnumbu not to increase the VAT. Share the money that is coming in right now in such a way that they can still use population in sharing the money. Equality can be 50% instead of 60%. Equality simply means that, they will share the money equally. It doesn't matter your population. So whatever Bayelsa gets is what Kano will get. You get what I mean now? And then the derivation is how much everybody puts in the jar will determine how much you are going to get, which is 60%, and all of that stuff. So one of them was on the channels with Shehu this evening. Sule Nasarawa.
A wonderful day for Nigeria. Congratulations to Nigeria. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, we have achieved something through consultations. First, congratulations to Mr. President for actually guiding us through the process. When we met with Mr. President recently, he said that most of these observations you have, you can actually go ahead and amend them without necessarily withdrawing the bill. You remember the contentious issues that we have as far as the bill is concerned is one on the VAT. Two, on the VAT is combination of so many issues, but one on the VAT. Secondly, the other issue that we have, and we continue to mention it, is the aspect of saying that as far as Naseni, TED Fund, and the rest of that were actually going to be phased out, we express big concerns as far as those areas are concerned. And then we came back about the sharing formula of the VAC itself, where we were saying that about 60% of it was going to be taken and kept aside, and be paid based on derivation. And I think that's where the heated debates are. So at the end of the day, I thank God Almighty that they have been, the tax reform committee, chaired by both Taiwo Oyedele and Zach Adedeji, understood our positions based on what Mr. President has said. And I remember appearing on your program, recently when I said, the moment Mr. President said, you can go and make changes, I am perfectly okay, I'm satisfied. We are going to wait for the day of they are going to have the meeting, and we will present them. And today we presented them, and definitely they accepted them, and everybody was relieved. And the people who were calling us names are now to be the ones who will understand whether what we were saying makes sense or not.
So let's clear the air about, first and foremost, before I get deep into the meat of the matter, the politics of it. Would this affect the North negatively?
The way it's presented today, it should affect the North positively. The reason why I'm telling you that, one of the biggest things that the North, all over the North, are fighting for, and that's what we initiated and we were fighting, is a situation where you said you are going to increase VAT from the 7.5% today that is there to 10% this year, in fact starting this month, and then to 12.5%, and then to 15%, which means you are going to double it. We were concerned that by doing that, it was going to actually increase the huge inflation that we have at the moment. The inflation of Nigeria today is about 34%. And what I was explaining earlier today is that this 34% is actually in the states where I lived and worked for, say like Lagos. But if you move to the deep north, it's far more than 34%. It's maybe somewhere around maybe 50% even. So it is the average that they take about, because in the north, we are not so lucky with the planning in the past to have industries, to have people who can work, to have people who can have purchasing power, to have people who can do that. So it will affect them the moment you increase VAT, because prices of items will increase. And so the people cannot afford. So a lot of people will actually go and live without the rice, without the sugar, without all the other things that attract VAT. Today, I'm the happiest person.
I said, if Ahmed Bola Tinubu fails, hold me responsible.
You say?
I say, if Tinubu fails, hold me responsible.
Thank you.
The job people are already angry that this is the worst government.
We have just started.
We must learn a lesson. This man!
You're going to trust man. Man, hand down. Your eyes will see what your mouth cannot talk.
We shall see. So right now, the Ronukus are already pouncing on that. Because according to them, no. The Tinubu must implement the one that he proposed. Make the northern Nigeria go look for another means of making money. They should not agree to this. So, however, we are waiting to see how it plays out. Like he said, forget about tax reform or whatever it is that they are still dragging. Your VAT goes up to 10% this month in January. Then by March or April, it goes on to 12.5%. By June 2025, it goes on to 15%. By December 2025, it should be around there, 20%. This is just the beginning. Bokwari, fellow Nigerians, this is just the beginning.
Fellow Nigerians, this is just the beginning.
Going to something else. Talking about the Ronukus, they are always get triggered whenever anyone speaks the truth to this illegitimate regime or criticizes them. Or you say something they don't like, which they have now been using to kidnapping everyone that says anything they don't like. They kidnap them, lock them up, and then charge them for treason. They charge them for treason. Treasonable felony is, death sentence in you. If you are found guilty of a treason, you will be killed. Now, this is the offer that Tinubu, the progressive, and his fellow criminals Rolukus, Jibat idiot, Jibat starts. Wishes on anyone. Because according to them, if you are criticizing Tifnubu or condemning Tifnubu's illegitimate regime, you are inciting the public against the government. You are asking the Nigerians to rise up against the government. So the government in return can actually charge you for treason and get you killed. So one of them asked these dumb questions from Sowore yesterday. His answer should possibly be a lesson. Bring out your notebook and your pen. Ronoku, write this down.
So I want to understand what you mean by freedom of speech being gagged. Because, okay, for example, let's assume I'm a content creator and I put up my phone or set up a camera and give up fake news out there, and which can lead to chaos or violence. And I get picked up by government. Is that freedom of speech being gagged? I really want to understand that part. Thank you.
And I would like to answer this. I don't want another question to be on top of this. And that's why I said impunity is what we must not encourage. So if you put your phone out, right, and you decide that you want to lie about something that didn't happen, what every responsible government do in the world, and why they hired all the special assistants uh, and the senior special assistant, junior special assistant advisors in the world, is because it's the job of government to respond and say, this is not true. This is true situation offense. If the TikToker or the content creator then decides, I mean, if the government decides that the content creator violated the laws of the land, the best they can do is to sue the person take the person to a civil trial. And I have said it before that the government people, if you look at the preponderance of lies, false news, fake news, is government that perpetrate fake news the most. And I'm not saying it as a cliche, it's the truth. So if you take the TikToker or whomever it is to court, the person has to somehow defend themselves and defend their position. But the job of government is, with all the resources at its disposal, it will tell the truth to the people. If someone says there is tsunami in Lagos, are you getting me? And it has killed half of Lagos. The government of Lagos has official handles on Twitter and said, it's a lie. There's no tsunami. People will believe it. They will start going about their normal businesses. Are you getting my point? But the truth is that how many of these TikTokers are there in the country enough that the country must devote its police force, everybody in the police, to go and arrest the person? How, for instance, does Dele Farotimi write in a book that the judiciary is corrupt, which is true? Why should it lead to the police deploying from Ekiti to come arrest him from Lagos and charge him for offensive publication, which is a criminal offense, whereas writing a book is not a criminal offense? How did Olamide saying that because of the killings at Lekki Tollgate, that Tinubu's children will suffer the same fate? How's that a crime? So we must define what is a crime and what is not a crime. There was because I'm talking to you as someone who participated a lot in media. I've been a reporter myself. So one of the things I do when people send me information is to check whether they are true or not, or call the other side. But in arrogance, government will never answer you until the thing has degenerated. So they are to blame for some of these issues. But you tell me, right? This fake news that they are shouting, where is it that in Nigeria's history, or let's say in the last 5 years, that somebody on TikTok telling fake news has killed somebody, or has led to a stampede, or has led to the collapse of the Nigerian economy, or has led to increase in prices of foods, goods and services, or has led to the decrease in anything or crime? None. But government wants to distract your attention by saying that, oh, a TikToker just said that Shein Tinubu should die. And as a result, we're arresting her, we're flying her to Abuja, take her before a federal high court judge, and the judge sentences her to, denies her bail or gives some bail conditions that are ridiculous. She's sent to prison, she comes back out. That's all we have ever heard. That's the impact. That's the only impact I've heard about fake news. I've not had any instance, and I'm saying it now, you can prove me wrong, where fake news, as they call it, caused any country's economy to decline. But,
all right, Mr.
but fake governments and fake government officials have done all these damages and we don't arrest them.
All right, absolutely. Thank you very much. I hope that answers questions. Let's take
Since when I born you never seen this kind of abuse before. Turubu, I must abuse you. Turubu, number 1, Ogu Okiyapa. Turubu number 2, Ogu Okiyama. Turubu number 3, Ogu Okiya your children. Turubu number 4, Ogu go bury all your family. Turubu is a goat, yo. A goat, yo. Turubu is a goat, yo. Ewausa.
Turubu is a goat, yo. A goat, yo. Turubu is a goat, yo. Ewausa. Let the Ronukus go and Ronuku, because that's actually what you would do, the Ronu Nazis. People with a fragile ego, people who are so scared of their own shadows, because they believe that once the oppressed, impoverished, brutalized Nigerian snaps, that is the end. The destruction, their own destruction, right, will be so monumental that those they claim to be afraid of them, if they snap one day, and they are so worried of that, rather than deliver dividend of democracy, good governance to these people, they continue to perpetuate the misgovernance, as well as the state institutionalized criminality, hoping that they will be in charge and control for as long as they want. So they are scared of their own shadow, who will kill all of you one by one. I mean, don't look at me, you know. Meanwhile, let's go to another thing again. But here in Delta States, where Sheriff is their governor, put up his own theatrical show of publicly rebuking a government contractor that was given a job to build the markets and is doing a shoddy job. So this video made it to the internet earlier today. Watch this.
Issue the contractor query. Is this job?
It's not.
No, wait, don't put the paper. Physical.
Yes, it's not.
You go to zip with paper.
Because there's something I want to show you.
Don't show me. No, I'm seeing this one now. Physical. Now, is it a good job?
No.
It
is not.
Lose this on This is it a project signboard? No. Is it a project signboard? No. Issue the contractor query. Issue the contractor query. You see how they cause give us bad name? You put a church, you see that Christ Holy Church. You come and put your flags and there's a provision. Government make provision for signposts. Now, because I'm coming to the site, when I did a flash and tie it.
Yeah.
See the casting. See the casting. No, make sure it again. Put it again. Put it again. Put it again. How you doing? Now bring it back.
You can't be doing this job. See, look at the job now. The quality of job here. You see it? Huh? Is it the same size? Is it a good work as an engineer? Asami, get on the microphone. Eh? No, sir. Eh? No, sir. You trying to be smart when I came here. See now, go and inspect outside. I have eyes that I can see what is going on. Is it government? Engineer, see the casting there. See the casting.
No, it's so annoying. Look at the level. Look at the level. Hey!
Say bad word. Come here, you first. No, give him the microphone. Give him the tape.
Victor, wait. Come back now.
Huh? That's here. Come. Huh? 20 this year. This year. That was how many? 10. Come. So, is this? See the bad work. So you want the agency to accept this work?
No,
No,
we'll make the correction, sir.
Eh?
As I said, we'll make the correction before the end of the month.
Issue of rising cost of
when was it?
I've seen you.
Number one, it must, it must be certain that to become a contractor to these guys, you must have political affiliation to them. Because from the contract itself, there's always a kickback from the person that is awarding them. So you see that show off of, why would you do this kind of job? You shouldn't do this kind of job, blah, 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 is to be seen to be working. Unfortunately, there's likely not going to be anything different per se. And look at that place. They were supposed to be constructing a road. And then they have this underground sewage system, like underground drainage system, sort of. What should that one look like? Well, it is just similar to what Wahab Wole Wole does in Lagos. It too was somewhere around Iyanokwaja or somewhere it's called in Lagos yesterday, doing a similar thing. Let me show you.
Oh,